Unelected leaders making war. Unelected leaders making war. War, attack, rape. So if one person attacks another, it's just an attack. If the other person fights back, then it can be called war. If the other person doesn't fight back, it could be still war. Like Gaza or Palestine has been under attack for a long time, an occupation. I was just listening to a video or a lady talk, and she's saying that it was Israel's responsibility to protect the people in Gaza because they're occupied, or in Palestine, they're in occupied space, and they're occupied by Israelis, so therefore it was Israelis' responsibility to protect them, since they are the occupying authority, force, power, whatever. But they're not. They're both occupied, and attacking. And I guess it's just a racially, God gave me this land, or the Lord Rothschild gave us this land, so it's ours and we want it. And it's I think there's an outline of land that they want. It includes Iran, Syria, land that the Jews want. So they're going to have to kill those people to get that land. And the United States, well, let's not bring the U.S. into it. Let's just stay talking about Israel. So they want that land. This was back kind of around 9/11 time, where that general said, look, we're going to go here, we're going to attack here, we're going to war with all these countries. Yeah, the war part is when somebody fights back. Kinda. It's like they're talking about war, a lot of war talk. So if, what was I talking about last night? How America and Israel created ISIS. So they create the boogeyman, ISIS, and then they go fight him. So they have a bad guy that they created, and then they go fight the bad guy. So they put him up there, and then they go fight him. Kind of like I was saying, that I was hearing a lot that Hamas was created by Israel, So they have their bad guy, they put him there, their bad guys do these things, and then they can go fight the bad guy, right? And take more land in Gaza or Palestine or wherever. That's exactly what they were doing in Syria. The U.S. military was doing that, and Israeli military, or Israel, because they want all that territory for, I guess, Jews. I mean, I guess if you're going to take that territory, you got to try to occupy it. There's got to be enough Jews to occupy the territory. I mean, because if it's occupied by Palestinians, I guess you could maybe put a Jewish leader in the Jewish race or religion. A Jewish or Zionist, I'm not sure if there's a difference. Globalist, But if you can put a globalist, Zionist, Jewish person in charge of Syria, maybe you wouldn't have to necessarily occupy the land with Jewish people or the Jewish religion. I don't know. Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of war talk. So war is when you have somebody fighting back. It's not just, I mean, it could be rape, and the rape. That's kind of what's been going on in Palestine, right? Rape. Palestinian people have been being abused by Israeli forces, not necessarily the religious Jews. Religious Jews, Orthodox, they say that they're against the state of Israel. They say that they're against the occupation of Palestine. They say that they're against stealing their land. And this can be seen on Twitter, right? It's a Orthodox Jew page or something like that. You can see them burning, literally burning the Israeli flag, standing on it, stepping on it. So then you'd have to say, well, okay, these are the Orthodox Jews and they're not Zionists. So you'd have to separate the two because, well, they themselves are separating themselves from that. They're saying, hey, this is not us. We don't support these actions. So, like I said when I opened up, you know, you have Zelensky, you have Biden, you have Bibi, who is about, or Netanyahu, who is about to be ousted. You know, there were, I don't know, 100,000 or many people in the streets of Israel up in arms about all this bullshit. So basically you have corrupt leaders in power, and they're leading their, you know, prospective militaries into conflict. Okay, so this is leadership. But, you know, Biden was not elected. If he was elected, he was, you know, the most popular guy ever in America. So we have fraudulent leaders like Obama, like Bibi, like Zelensky, including Zelensky, who are not only being, you know, detrimental to their own people and country, but to other countries also. So there really aren't any winners in the situation. There aren't any real winners. You know, ever since I've known about Palestine, I've been on the side of Palestine ever since I've known about it. You know, whenever I learned about that, how many years ago? It hasn't been in my periphery. I haven't been thinking about Palestine. We've been seeing things about Syria, but Palestine has been out of people's minds and thoughts, and now it's back because of Israeli created Hamas. Right? Every time they do something, it really benefits Israel or the Zionists or whoever you want to say that state is. Rothschild, Lord Rothschild. So yeah, we have unelected leaders fraudulent elections. And it does seem there's a thread, a globalist Zionist thread throughout all these countries, even supporting not the Orthodox Jews because they're against that, but supporting Zionist globalism. You may want to call them communists, supporting the communists, the original communists. You know, looking at a picture yesterday, had 3 or 4 Jewish guys standing around. I think it was Mao, the communist Mao, as basically saying that aside from creating communism, they looks like they mentored Mr. Mao. So I think that's pertinent information, but I'm sure those guys weren't Orthodox Jews. They were just some other type of communist type. Yeah, that is a very common thread, though. As we can see, Germany and all these other countries willing to, or capitulating to Israel and their war crimes. Even if Israel commits war crimes against you, you still capitulate. They bombed the USS Liberty. They machine gunned the lifeboats. This is the words of sailors, survivors of that boat. Not my words, their words. So even if they attack your own country, your own people, you capitulate because, well, they're in your government and they're in those positions. Yep.